weather, info about everything. Nick.com, one site for anything you're into. Fish on a stick? Not yet. Everything else? You can get it, cause Nick.com got it.
What's the point in doing an intro for this show when it's just going to be the same thing, but one word is changed? SpongeBob Flash Games! SpongeBob and Patrick are just two innocent friends who would never intentionally harm anyone.
This one episode...
Shut up. But apparently Nick thought otherwise, because they decided to tie them both to a log floating on the surface of the ocean as they're attacked by the wildlife. A log away from home. Okay, but seriously, this game gives no explanation as to who kidnapped and tied both SpongeBob and Patrick and sent them away through an execution method they do to suspected witches during the Salem witch trials.
Terror, did you do this?
Hey, my thing is torture, not executions, but I can't help but to admire the craft here. Both tied to opposite sides of a log, as one is forced to suffocate outside of their natural habitat as they flip around and fight for that sweet, salty ocean water. A perfect way to destroy a good friendship through desperation and agony.
Well, that's interesting. I like how the art style is different in the ocean and in the surface. The goal of the game is to survive each level by dodging obstacles and enemies, while collecting coins for points and bubbles to clear the screen of hostiles. You can flip the log, and yes, there is a purpose for this. Depending on what direction you're facing, you can either jump outside of the water or submerge. An easy way to remember which side does what is to look at what direction Patrick is facing. It's a fine waste of time, but one thing I really can't stand are the enemy placement. Enemies spawn in randomly, which can make dodging some of them nearly impossible. You're bound to get some free hits if you're unlucky. And if you die, you'll sink to the bottom of the ocean. You know, where they live. So, I guess my failure was doing them a favor? Deep Freeze Freakout, where you can play as either SpongeBob or Plankton, who is as big as SpongeBob apparently, or not, considering that we could be inside of a fridge, so it might be that it's SpongeBob that's as small as Plankton? I don't know, sometimes Flash games are like Atari. They give you little to no context, and all that you know is, that guy right there, that's a bad man. Get that guy, or die. Also, number get big, and big number equals superiority. I'm better at Nickelodeon Spongebob Squarepants Deep Freeze Freakout than you.
Just let him have this. He's accomplished nothing in his life anyway. He's got to draw dummy thick alt women just to fill the void in his heart.
I'm going to fucking kill you. You move around with the mouse as whoever you didn't choose to play as will throw food at you. You must dodge the food and wait for one piece to bounce off the ground. Click that piece to reflect it back at them. After a while, you'll be able to click an ice cube, which sends you to the next section, where you must click to jump from one platform to another while dodging the food being thrown. Make it to the top and the game repeats at a higher difficulty. I've got to say that SpongeBob looks a bit off here. He just looks too serious. What's he trying to be? Mario and Smash Brothers? No, but seriously, why is Mario so pissed off in Smash? Y'all need therapy.
Therapy can only do so much when you're shrunk down to the size of a plankton and can't be killed by an onion.
This game is alright, but one major issue is that sometimes when clicking the food that bounces off the ground, the next wave is already thrown, and you don't have enough time to dodge it. Also, these platforming sections can get tough later in the game. But that's pretty okay. I'm still better at it than you are. Oh yeah, spooky game, and it's got that old horror movie vibe, right up my alley. Plunder Blunder. The description of the game is as so. SpongeBob's on the run from ghost pirates. Help him escape before he has a plunder blunder. A schmunder gunder. A higgly biggly and a boogly boogly.
You're nearly 30, by the way.
Yeah, and? SpongeBob constantly runs forward as ghosts give him chase. You have 3 actions. Jumping, which allows you to dodge the pizza that the ghost on the right of the screen will throw at you. Sliding, so you can skid past a flying Dutchman's cannonballs. And shooting bubbles to push back the ghost if they get a little too close. The ones from behind will occasionally creep up on you, and if they catch you, you'll take damage. That scream. That doesn't sound like SpongeBob. That sounds more like... Also, this will occasionally happen. Jesus Christ! That was a borderline jump scare! The ghost on the right will also chase you down, so you must shoot him away as well. With every level, things start getting faster. The pizza and cannonballs are easy enough to deal with, but the ghosts on the left are a pain. You're already so close to them, so even on early levels, you have to shoot them as soon as they start moving. I'd say just move Spongebob to the right, but then there's the ghost on the right too. You'll have to slow him down as well for that to work. But besides that, this game is a pretty alright time waster. It's engaging enough, and I like how they tried to do a horror movie aesthetic for this one. But even SpongeBob can't escape death. He cries as he is unable to accept his fate. Sitting within the darkness, with none of his friends to comfort him in his last moments of freedom, his plunder truly was blundered. One running gag from the show is that SpongeBob is constantly trying to get his license and always fails. This brings us to Mrs. Puff's boating school, where you play as SpongeBob trying to get his license and you have to help him. Use the mouse to steer to dodge obstacles, and that's really it. Yep, there's not much more to this game. Just get through the 5 levels, get Krabby Patties and bars of candy for points, and avoid obstacles like jellyfish, traffic cones, and... wait, what's that? Oh, that's a wall. You see, I could tell that's a wall because they have the word wall painted on this wall. Oh, thank you for telling me. I would have never figured that out on my own. And thank God they took into account my short-term memory loss, because every wall that spawns also has the word wall painted on it too. You can also collect 5 pairs of underwear to get a boost you can use by pressing space. During the boost, you are also invincible. Oh no, look! Ramps? So I can get some sick air. Let's try it. This is it. This is the moment. My life has peaked. It can never get better than this. My only fear is that it's only downhill from here. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's a wall. You see, I could tell that's a wall because they have the word wall painted on that wall. Oh, thank you for telling me. I would have never figured that out on my own. And thank God they took into account my short-term memory loss, because every wall that spawns in also has the word wall painted on it too. Wait, what's that? Anyone ever wonder what's the point in Valentine's Day? To let your significant other know how much you care for them? Newsflash, you can do that any day of the week. If you need a specific day to do it, then how about your anniversary or your partner's birthday? Doesn't waiting to celebrate your love the exact same day as literally every other couple make it less special? What else does Valentine's Day have to offer? A proven increase in suicide rates and homicides? There is the chocolate, but that's still better to wait till after Valentine's Day so you can get it on discount.
Sounds like to me you're just a bitter bitch.
Well, what does that make me then? You know I hate Valentine's Day, right? Am I a bitter bitch too?
Yes.
You can call me bitter all you want, I just don't fucking get it. That brings us to Valentine's Day virus. Karen has a virus, and it's up to Plankton to prove his love for her by venturing through mazes, collecting heart pieces, and fighting viruses. As soon as the level starts, you're given a blink and you miss a peek at the map. The objective of each stage is different. Sometimes you'll just need to get to the exit. Other times you'll need to collect pieces of Karen's broken heart, or you'll need to find ammo to kill viruses. Each level is timed, so you better learn the layout of each map fast. This one is one of the better Flash games as I played it for almost 10 minutes. Now I know that sounds dumb, but you gotta remember that most Flash games aren't that big, and most of the time as a kid, you would just play around for 5 minutes before trying to find another game. If you find yourself playing for more than 5 minutes, then you've got yourself a good one. Like those discount chocolates that go on sale after Valentine's Day. Your loneliness is my sweet treat. Okay, that is legitimately adorable.